We're called Slither and we're coming for you. A band of vipers playing their tune with an iron fist and a reptile hiss. We will rule. Hey, Bob Squad! Been a minute since we did one of these. I'm gonna freehand this bad boy. Yeah, if you're hearing background street noise, the window's open, and well, that sucks. What is happening here? Oh my goodness gracious, sweet mother of pearl heavens to Betsy, every which way from Sunday with a burning in your sternum, making your nostrils hostile with the sword of aorta that'll rock you through your chakra daddy like a champ, like an animal, saving trees, hugging whales, kissing hands, and shaking babies. What are we doing there, Bob Squad? You wild savages frothing at the mouth. That's enough. These are the Super 7 Reaction Plus Vincent Gambini's Mamma Jammas there, Skipper. That's a fact check. Oh, these O-rings. I have O-rings now. A little side note, not that it matters, but I did not just come into a bunch of money to get these 6 figures. I did a favor for a friend who overpaid me with a gift card that was way too big, and I just didn't spend it responsibly. So, oh my goodness, who do you got? We got Arctic Cobra Commander. Well, that's nice. He gets chilly. That's reminiscent of the Christmas Sunbow episodes, plus a few others. They brought that look back. This is the Commando Snake Eyes. This is actually I realize I got the comic book look instead of the all-blue cartoon one. I don't know if I made a mistake there, but this comic book guy still looks pretty cool. Wild Bill. Yes, I was most excited about this guy. Already jazzed over that. And then Duke and Serpentor. There's never been a carded single Serpentor in O-ring style until now, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong, or don't, let me have it. And Duke on an O-ring, and he's got a rifle and the headband that the first episode where he fights one of the slave dudes or blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read all the file cards, but let's just take a look at the back. Starting first with Cobra Commander, one of the more obscure G.I. Joe villains. All right, like I said, I'm not going to read all these things up. Just thought this was interesting. It says on a few places on this packaging, ages 14 and up. It says that throughout, ages 14 and up. I'm assuming that's some kind of safety thing so they don't have to spend as much money on tests where they drop it or something of that nature. I'm close, right, toy guys? Whatever. Cobra Commander is very hated, very evil, yada, 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 yada. I think you're all familiar with this. I think just the big note on all these is that you don't have like the 5 different languages below that the guy speaks. No, I'm kidding. That they a mini file card in 5 languages, like the retro Walmart ones from 4 to 5 years back. Oh, these are unpunched, some of them. So, boom, punched right through it. Huh, that was fun. Let's actually just look up close. So we don't need to look at the back too much. But he's got his weapon in there. Artwork is nice. I think we're past the point where it's not Hector Garrido, but obviously the style. I think this is fine. This passes the squint test by a million. You can see it from a mile away. It's clearly a G.I. Joe toy. That's always most important to me. Just noticing that the accessories exist, but they're not absurd. Like a lot of the 4-inch guys had a million accessories, and it gets kind of silly. And it's weird to complain about more toy, but it's kind of actually... It can be a headache just to try to keep them together and wonder if you're missing one or whatever the hell. Oh, another unpunched card. Okay, we'll just punch right through that. Okay, whew. They're putting me to work, huh? Again, fun thing about this this O-ring line, and I hope it continues, it looks like it's slowed down a little bit, is that they've got some standards and they got some wacky ones for you. And they got a little bit of they are scratching some old itches. I have no idea if that's the old Duke pose, but just giving you a look. And like I said, the only single carded O-ring Serpentor that I know of, whatever. As you know, he used to come with the chariot. He's a dagger gimmick, and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to take, we'll open them all off camera. And this guy, this is one of those ones where, I mean, yeah, talk about making fans happy. This is what they wanted, or what they think they wanted. I don't think they're making the rest of the men. So I didn't realize this until after I bought the figure, because I have the classic male attention to detail. UV color changing skin. So how about that? How about that? I'm filming this at night. So, oh well. Okay, let's go bananas, Bob Squad. Let's open our O-ring G.I. Joes. Hey, the Joes are out. I was going to display them all standing up, blah, blah, blah. But listen, when we were kids... How did we display our figures? We didn't. They were always just lying down on top of each other when we weren't using them. All right. Mostly positives for the Super 7 O-rings. I guess they do feel pretty much like G.I. Joe O-rings. I haven't held a real one of those in my hand in 30-something years.
For all you sticklers for can they pose their weapon correctly, there is no wrist articulation on these guys, even on the newer line, the newer wave, excuse me here. So just a heads up, and I don't think it's I think it's more of a standard swivel and not really a ball joint head, so they don't look up and down. So I was kind of hoping they would, because that helps me out a lot. It feels so small to me. I'm so used to 4-inch Joes, so I don't really know. But nevertheless, this is Duke. Duke's looking very Dukish. And here's Duke's head. He looks like that. He's a little pale, no? You think he'd be out in the sun a little more, but maybe spending more time with under the shady part of the outpost defender. This is a little headband. There's some little grooves here. Not much detail, but a little something that he has in the episode where he gets brainwashed and fights the barbarian guy. There's a rifle or whatever of some sort that goes in his hand. Yeah, they stand pretty good. They're nice little O-rings. Here's Wild Bill. He's got here it is. It's a satchel that was a little tricky to put on him. I was afraid the thing was going to break, but I'm only going to put it on him once. So there it is, as displayed on his right side in the package. This is his handgun. He can shoot people with it. Yeah, the hat stays on, which is fine. I don't want to worry about losing it. I love the shades. I love the stash. I love this guy's face. Yeah, he has the coolest face of these 6 guys. Sunbow accurate cartoon colors. Nice hole in his back. We'll get to that. The bullhorn, belt buckle, and whatnot. Is there a... Yeah, there is like a bicep swivel here. Okay, they have that, but there's not... I don't remember if the old O-rings had the wrist articulation on. Maybe they didn't, and I'm just going crazy. But nevertheless, yeah, there you go. I was most excited about receiving him. He was the one I got antsiest about because I was really looking forward just to how much fun this dude was going to be. And man, he looks great. So I'm putting these guys in vintage small play sets here just to give you some idea. And I guess that's what they looked like back in the day. It's the snake eyes I was mentioning earlier before. Yeah, I went with the cartoon, or excuse me, the comic book inspired colors, I guess. I have no idea if at this stage of his comic book colors he had a sword or not, but he does come with a sword and 1 Uzi. Again, so I don't know, Dave C., are you in the comments? Help me out, you'd probably know that information. But yeah, I kind of really thinking back, I should have just been more patient or paid attention more, maybe gotten the blue Sunbow one, but this guy is still really cool. I love the simplicity in his head. I think that's part what gives the Snake Eyes O-ring its character. Cool backpack too. Nothing in, doesn't hold anything, it just pegs into the back like so. See some detail on his legs, some knives, blah, 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 blah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just going to have him just chill out back there. Here's Arctic Cobra Commander. Okay, for no weapon in the backpack type of deal. He just comes with this blaster here. A little bit slight, obviously, because of the coat design. A little slight articulation is hinged in the hips, but if he's out in the cold, how many splits is he going to do? So it's really fine. Yeah, again, side to side. Yeah, this is I was very happy about this Cobra Commander. If they're gonna, they do have a regular one too. I didn't get, but this was a good idea. This makes a lot of sense, and I'm happy about that. So let's actually take a look. There he is by the bunker, probably sweating his balls off out there. Serpentor, oh my goodness. So this was a couple of cool surprises. Little dagger that he comes with. So his hood thing actually plugs in like a backpack, you see. And I'm gonna try not to tear the green gimmick here. So that's what happens there. So it actually comes off, and yeah, if you just want a better, just want to look at his head a little bit more and just have it be a little cleaner, you can do that. So this thing slides off too. I'm not going to bother doing it, but I think he just put his arms up and his green thing. So if you just want a Serpentor getting ready into his ceremonial garb or what have you, you can do that. Bam! There he is. Oh, see, notice how they can just, even crouching just a little bit, you can actually fit in this thing. I'm sure it was even tight, but like that kind of stuff, if you're a 4-inch Joe guy, drives you bananas that, you know, you get all these 25th anniversary figures with vehicles, and the figures would not fit in the vehicles you bought them with. I know, whiny adult first world blah, blah, blah problems, but that's what we're here to talk about. Oh, the cold Slither Zartan. Yeah, super colorful. There's one of the holes I punched earlier. Super colorful. The guitar fits over him, his one arm and head, like Wild Bill's satchel over there. I just did it the one time, but I'll probably but I think you got a little more wiggle room than that satchel. Comes with a microphone too. This could be easy to lose, but then again, we were kids. That's when we lose things. Now our figures stand still. But he's got both. And also a mic is one of those great accessories that pretty much any figure can hold up and use for whatever other reason if they're making an announcement or something. So it's just good to have those type of things. Yeah, how charming. I know this is one that fans of this line would just demand. Call me crazy. I know it's been said to death by me and others, but I don't care. Window Viper. They got the Fatal Fluffy in this line. They got the Ramdar, or whatever barbarian guy Duke is forced to fight. They got a Cold Slither Zartan. I think they have bats. They have a Python Patrol painted bat coming up or something like that. Guys, it's Window Viper time. My picks, if wave 4 or 5, whatever, if the next wave was up to me, Window Viper, Quick Kick, Crimson Guard, and Rakondo. That would be Bob Hansen's. How about that? We got to give him some sunlight and see what happens before I actually post this thing. But absolutely tremendous. Overall, a win. The lack of the head movement does bug me a little bit, but we ain't done yet because yeah, that headband falls off real fast. But how many times are you going to use it? This looks very good. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is bananas. How awesome is this? The figures fit in the vehicle. They have foot pegs on the bottom. The foot pegs are pretty big, and I don't know what they fit on, but nevertheless. This is a retro Walmart Fang, and I didn't really want to bend this guy's Zartan's legs too much, but they still fit. Actually, not much more room than a 4-inch guy. Yep. That might take your wig off, but nevertheless, it does clear. How nice is that? And like I mentioned, you have things like figures who can actually work with some of these smaller, as I say that. Well, he's got his hood thingy on. If he didn't have his hood thingy on, he'd fit right in there. There you go. Okay. Yes. Super 7 O-rings. Yeah, I'm just filming all the crap today. Super 7 O-ring reaction pluses. I give this a plus, a thumbs up. I hope this line continues. I wasn't excited when I heard about it, and then I ended up, the dangling carrots started speaking to me, and I just kind of was like, you know what? You caught me. This is what we do. So yes, I want to see some more figures. I want to see Quick Kick, Rakondo, Crimson Guard. That's late. Window Viper. I want to see the Window Viper. Can we get an O-ring single-carded Sarge and just call it a day? No, they want me to buy the Transformer Cup thing to do that. Oh well, they got me there. That's Hasbro, though. Yeah, this is Super 7. I don't know if Super 7 has a Sarge. Like, who cares? I'm rambling on. Pleasant surprise with these figures. Pleasant surprise. 100% like the O-rings? Not quite. A little tricky to pose. Some of you guys who are sticklers for that stuff pose those weapons correctly. The head's not going up and down. I don't know what to tell you, but is this line, you know what it is? I feel like I love this, and I wish it had started 5 years ago. That's how I feel. I kind of feel like, oh, they're just starting this now. I don't think they're going to go through all the characters. I don't know. I see, where is he? Poor Zartan on Cold Slither, the target near me. He is, he might be warming the pegs, but he's also warming our hearts. How about that? Thanks for watching, guys. You're the cat's pajamas. You got the mode of a toad. You got the habit of a rabbit. Let's torch the porch from the patio, daddy-o. We never stop rocking, daddy.
We're tired of words. We've heard it before. We ain't gonna play the game no more. Don't tell us what's right. Don't tell us what's wrong. Too late to resist, cause Cobra is strong. Don't